Basecamp, without argument, is my favorite event of the year.
You started out there with fire down in your bones. No walls to tear down, no chains that could keep you close. Then it went wrong.
Basecamp, it's kind of like coming home to a group of people that you just got to know and you feel like you shouldn't know this well, but you already do.
Perfection and poems are alive when it all unfolds.
And Basecamp is a chance for you to really get to know each other, to get to know the people in your teams, to get an idea of what you need to do and what the projects are going to look like. Ridgeline, then, of course, will be us putting a lot of that into play and actually doing those things. Basecamp is the place where we're going to be, preparing, training, getting ready for the rest of the year.
Okay, don't scare them away.
Since Apex and now in Basecamp, I have been, as a year one student, focusing on how to get my project started. We start with trying to come up with concepts and stuff like that between Apex and Basecamp, and then in a couple of weeks we put our application in alongside the courses that we've been doing. Part of the trials I've been going through, I think, have also been a part of just having lack of leadership skills and not being a good servant either. And so being able to develop more skills through the other courses that were added in addition to Navigate have been an absolute blessing.
As a year 2 student, it looks like a lot of reading instead of a lot of writing, which was last year. What I've also really enjoyed is the live classes that we've been doing once every 2 weeks with Jonathan and the rest of the challenge students. It's been really great to dive into topics in discussion and disagree with each other, ask really deep questions.
The final year of Ascend is called Launch, and I've taken that to heart. I want to really focus this year on giving back as much of it as I can in a way that can bless someone who, like me when they first started, was scared and didn't like to talk to people and would rather hide in their room all the time.
And then just decide what is important and what is really
to be more efficient with money.
What you need to do is you need to prepare for the unexpected. God will bring the unexpected in your life.
Andrew Pudewa was here for a day, which, is always cool, but I really enjoyed his 2 sessions. He had a session about mental resilience, and I very much so enjoyed that. I think I have about 7 pages of notes.
Rest was the opposite of what you did for a living.
How are we going to celebrate? How are we going to step?
How many people would rather live in that?
I had 2 favorite speakers this year at Basecamp. My first one would have to be Hannah Caswell, who spoke about emotional resilience. To hear her describe the way feelings could be used to find out more information about a situation and how labeling feelings and yet not letting them dictate all of your actions can be a very powerful tool. And also, I loved Megan Hyatt's session on isolation or loneliness. She discussed different kinds of relationships in your life and how, while they can be fulfilling in one way, they can be lonely in a different way. And it kind of sparked an analysis for me of the kind of relationships I have in my life and the way I could be prioritizing other relationships that maybe I haven't in the past that could be contributing to loneliness, not so much in the fact that there's no one around, but not the certain people that bring you closer to Christ and fill that deep longing we'll have to have friends that see us and know us.
At Basecamp, we've had the cool opportunity to be able to do these things called projects. We've been working vigorously to bring an idea, make it a reality. My group, for example, in Team 11, the idea was, how about we make food for other teams and persuade them to like us by feeding them crepes? And at the same time, we were like, well, we also want to do something fun at the same time. So let's try to maybe we can make some sort of baking show. And so what we ended up doing was doing a 2-fold project where we were making crepes for every team while also trying to film a British Bake Off spin-off, Star Wars themed, which was an absolute blast.
Our team decided to learn how to weld.
We interviewed and we took pictures, and everyone was asking, hey, what are y'all doing? We're like, hey, just don't worry about it, we'll show you later. And so as a part of that, we'd like to thank all the ATLs for being your teams while having you pictures.
Kindness, goodness, faithfulness,
Try to find the depths of the entire lake, and also magnet fish. You can see which one is working better.
everything ready so that someone could build a tiny house based off of our designs.
I feel like
that's fine.
So we have made a video that is a parody of a Silly Songs with Larry.
Shout out to Jen and Sarah from the staff because they hooked us up with some ice cream.
Or it could be D'Angelo distressed.
We could like
Or
give everyone a surprise.
We made a card game.
Well, I think we're gonna need a little bit of an example of that card game. What do you think, Michael?
Well, I know a guy. We're gonna tell a story using these 3 cards, and you are the main character in the story. So why don't you go ahead and read off the...
It sounds very, very restful.
One of the exciting things about Basecamp is that we start brainstorming and honing ideas for what we're going to do at Ridgeline, which looks a little different than the other 3 trips because it's very project-based, and it's basically, in a nutshell, 3 days to complete a project. Success or fail, you're done when the week ends.
Idea on this paper, and then continue to think about it and work on it throughout the rest of this day, and we'll come back tomorrow for some more refinement.
Start with like designing some clothing and then making it.
I would like to pitch the giant catapult idea. Amen. And the reason for this.
Write, create, illustrate, and self-publish a children's book.
As hard as actively as you think is necessary.
My favorite part about the Ridgeline project planning process that goes on at Basecamp is that it kind of forces you to think about what is important in your life and what change you want to see happen in the world and what you think would make the world better, which sounds kind of like fantasy ideas, but actually I feel like a lot of people underestimate what they can do, and I've done that with myself. And I think Ridgeline is kind of this opportunity to be like, you know what, no, we're gonna do something real and tangible.
In doing that project, you are going to create value, celebrate beauty, defend truth, and expose evil.
I'm really excited for my team in the next couple of months in between now and Ridgeline because I think there's a lot of unique ability to take it to the next level. Basecamp is so much more, I want to say intimate. It's much more of a connection rather than so many people like Apex is. So you really get to dig in deep, and I'm excited to see those connections carry over into our team meetings and have more conversations about the things that are creating value and the things that are celebrating beauty and the things that are exposing evil and the things that are telling truth.
Most cinematic experience.